race.
It is not a big surprise, but it is official now. Former D.C. councilmember Kenyan McDuffy is running for mayor. Here's part of the video that he posted.
Stronghold, D.C., a tight-knit neighborhood between North Capitol Street and Michigan Avenue Northeast. Stronghold is where I learned to fight for what's right, what it means to deliver for D.C. That's what I've done as a prosecutor, a civil rights attorney, a council member, and it's what I'll do as your next mayor.
McDuffie is an independent. He has represented Ward 5 since 2012, recently resigning, though. He joins Ward 4 Councilmember Janice Lewis-George. She is a Democrat.
News Force Mark Segraves was among the first to talk to McDuffie about his run. They sat down last night. Mark joins us now. Good to see you this morning. And what did you learn from your conversation with McDuffie?
Good early morning to you guys. You guys up this early every single morning?
Yes.
Really early. Yeah, look, you're right. This was not unexpected. He resigned from the council so that he could change his affiliation from independent to Democrat so he can run in the Democratic primary. And now the race is officially underway between the two main candidates. One of the big topics that they'll be talking about will be immigration enforcement and how he or whoever the next mayor will deal with MPD. Here's part of my conversation about that topic.
What we wouldn't do is to allow the continuation of federal encroachment of ICE and HSI, who are descending onto communities in safe spaces around schools and places of worship and snatching people off our streets. So I would fight that tooth and nail.
How would you fight? How would you stop that? I mean, how would the mayor of Washington, D.C. be able to stop the president of the United States from doing that?
Well, unlike some people who believe that power should be concentrated into individuals, I believe that power starts with the people of the District of Columbia. And there are 700,000 residents here. I know the lion's share of whom agree with me that we need to fight back against the type of police encroachment that are tearing families apart. It is unjust, it is inhumane, and I would use the bully pulpit of mayor and every single tool in the toolkit to fight it. It's the same way that I've fought to protect people's civil rights in the Justice Department. It's the same way that I wrote and authored our police body-worn camera legislation here at the nation's capital, so that we have a more transparent department, so that we can see what people, officers are doing when they have encounters with ordinary residents. Those types of policies help to foster trust. And you're right, the trust with the federal encroachment of law enforcement has been eroded, and we have to do everything that we can to restore that trust.
But as mayor, you could order the federal officers out of police cars, out of police roll calls. You could simply order MPD to stop cooperating with them. It sounds like you're not willing to make that commitment.
What I'm saying, and let me be crystal clear, that our police department is going to coordinate with the federal law enforcement partners that they've always historically coordinated with, which is the FBI, the DA, and those folks who will help us fight crime and violence in the nation's capital and to close cases. Every single resident of the District of Columbia wants that to continue. What we don't want to continue, and I would work to stop on day one, is the cooperation with Homeland Security, HSI, and ICE that is really putting our Metropolitan Police Department in a situation where it is eroding community trust that we've worked years to build.
And so there, that's going to be one of the main topics. He didn't get a lot of specificity out of Kenyan McDuffie in this conversation. That obviously is going to start to come once we get deeper into this race and the candidates actually have to face off in debates. But this is going to be one of the hot topics as we move forward.
Yeah, Mark, a quick question for you. So now we have the two candidates, McDuffie and Lewis-George. You've been covering D.C. politics for a long time now. What stands out about these two candidates, and do you expect more big-name candidates to jump in this thing?
So we definitely have some other candidates. These aren't the only two candidates who said they're going to run. These are the biggest names, the two most notable candidates, the two council members who will be on the ballot. Look, Janice Lewis-George came out of the gate strong. She's raised a lot of money very quickly. As a matter of fact, making some records doing that. So I asked Kenyan McDuffie if you go on our website and you watch the whole conversation, I asked him how he's going to kind of match that energy that she's already come out of the gate with. Janice Lewis George is having a big event tonight at the Howard Theater to keep her momentum going. So we're going to have to see how McDuffie raises the temperature for his campaign to start to match the heat that Janice Lewis George already has. As far as anyone else getting in the race, we'll know more when we get to the end of the month, when people start to pick up ballots to get petitions signed so that they can get on the ballot. But right now, it looks like McDuffie and Janice Lewis George are going to be the two big names in this race for mayor as we go forward to the primary in June.
All right. Our Mark Segraves, who sat down with Kenyan McDuffie last night for a conversation about all of this. Good to see you this morning. Thank you very much.